So in this video we will start the chapter I think important for other university, not for QD, because it is not there in QD syllabus. So others university, this is financial accounting chapter, that is limited liability partnership, means the LLP. Okay, limited liability partnership means LLP. Okay, LLP, limited liability partnership. It's an important chapter. Okay, so first we will discuss the just formats. Okay, formats important. I will explain. I will explain totally video in English, cause format is same for both. Okay, for Kannada medium, for English medium, format is same. No, that's why I will start in explain in Hindi also. Sorry, not in English only, cause you understand. So come to the main topic, that is your heading. Statement. It is a important heading. Statement of income and expenditure for the year ending 31/3/2000. Okay, 23, 24. They will give statement of income and expenditure for the year ending 31/3/2000. Okay, they will give particulars, amount. Format is very important. First one, incomes. Roman number 1, incomes. Okay, in income section there are three types. That is, first turnover. Turnover means sales. Turnover means sales. Okay, remember, turnover means sales. Next B, other income. Next increase in stock. Okay, increase in stock means changes in stock, increase in stock. Then you have to add all these A, B, C, will get gross income. Okay, next number 2, expenses. Roman number 2, expenses. All expenses. First, purchases. Next personal expenses. Not personal, it is personal. Personal means staff, employees expenses. Next, administrative expenses means office expenses. Selling expenses. Next, depreciation. Next, interest. Okay, interest. Next other expenses. This other income means interest received. Okay, interest received. Other income, in other income section, interest received. Wait a minute. In other income, interest received is other income. Interest paid is expenses. Interest received other income. Interest paid expenses. Interest received other income. Interest paid expenses. Got it? Next, other expenses. You have to add all these items and put in outer column. Then you have to expenses, gross incomes. Gross incomes, you have to less these all expenses. You will get profit before tax, PBT, profit before tax. Okay, next H, provision. Provision for taxes. Provision for taxes means tax. Provision for taxes, you will get provision for taxes. Less provision for taxes, PBT, profit before tax, less provision for taxes, you will get PAT, profit after tax. Okay, next you have to less profit transferred to partners account. Profit transferred to partners account, less. After profit after tax, less profit transferred to partners account, you will get one amount. In this amount, you have to less balance transferred to reserves. You will get the amount. You have to become the last balance nil. Okay, last balance nil. Compulsory last balance. Okay, compulsory last balance will be nil. Okay, you have to make the last balance as nil. You have to show last balance as nil. We'll see in practical section. Okay, just take the screenshot of this statement of income and expenditure. Just this is the format. This is the format of a this is the format of a statement of income and expenditure for the year ending 31/3/2000. Okay, LLP income statement format. Got it? Okay. Now next part, notes. Notes. Okay, these are only A, turnover, B, other income, increase in stock. Okay, we have to details. Okay, notes, it means notes. Details of items means notes. Details of item means notes. Particulars, amount. Particulars, amount. Okay, first one. Come to the main topic, that is the first one, turnover. Wait a minute. Okay, these are the details of items. Okay, number one, incomes in first part. Incomes first part is a turnover, sales. Okay, turnover, sales, first item. Okay, turnover, sales, you have to take these sales in second column. Then less excise duty. Okay, excise duty, if given have to take, if not leave it. If given, okay, if given, less excise duty, you have to less the excise duty from sales, you will get one amount, that is a net turnover. Okay, next, number 2 means B, other income. In other income, these items are come. Other income, interest income. Okay, interest income or interest received. Interest income or interest received. Next, profit on sale of investments. Next, sale of scrap, etc. Next, non-operative income. Okay, you have to take a total. Got it? Okay, next item, increase in stock. See, increase in stock. In this increase in stock, you have to take the balance, closing balance minus opening balance. Increase in stock, closing balance minus opening balance. Okay, raw materials, closing balance minus opening balance. Work in progress, closing balance minus opening balance. Next, finished goods, closing balance minus opening balance. You have to take the total, you will get one amount, that is a total. Got it? Okay, A, B, C items are completed. Now second, purchases. A, purchases. We'll see second, expenses. You have to take purchases. Okay, purchases. In purchases, purchase of raw materials, purchase of finished goods. Okay, raw work in progress. Okay, work in progress is not mentioned under purchases, because work in progress is a process, not any item. That's why purchase, in purchase section, you have to take purchase of raw materials, purchase of finished goods. Okay, in purchase of finished goods, you have to less. In purchase of finished goods, you have to less returns if given. Then you have to add the purchase item, then you will get purchase. Next, B, personal expenses. Personal expenses. Personal expenses means employees or staff. Personal expenses means employees. Personal expenses means employees. Personal expenses means employees or staff expenses. In personal expenses or staff employees expenses or staff expenses, all expenses which are related to employees or staff. We'll get C. Salaries and wages, bonus to staff, contribution to provident and other funds. Next, gratuity and pension. Next, staff welfare expenses. Next, allowances to staff. All expenses which are related to employees or staff. You have to add the total. You will get personal expenses. Got it? Okay, next personal expenses. Okay, personal expenses. Then administrative expenses. Administrative expenses. Okay, administrative. Okay, this one. Administrative expenses. Administrative expenses means all office expenses. Administrative expenses means all office expenses. All office expenses. All office expenses. Rent and taxes, printing and stationery, postage and telephone expenses, light charges. Next, sundry expenses. All are office expenses. Okay, all are office expenses. You will get the total amount. Wait a minute. Okay, you will get the amount administrative expenses. Got it? Next, administrative expenses. Then selling expenses. Okay, selling expenses. Come to the selling expenses. This one, selling expenses. Selling expenses means all expenses which are related to sales. All expenses which are related to sales. Okay, advertisement charges, selling expenses, sales commission, selling expense, traveling expenses to salesman, selling expenses, carriage on sales, selling expenses, discount to customers. All are selling expenses. All are selling expenses. You have to add. You have to add selling expenses. Okay, after selling expenses, you will get depreciation. You will get depreciation. Okay, come to the depreciation. Okay, there is depreciation. Depreciation means depreciation on fixed assets like plant, depreciation of plant, depreciation of machinery, depreciation on land and buildings, furniture. Okay, next, loss on amortization. Loss on amortization. Loss on amortization means decrease in intangible assets. Okay, loss on amortization means a decrease in intangible assets, like a decrease in goodwill, decrease in patents, decrease in trademark, etc. Decrease in intangible assets. You have to add the items, then we will get depreciation. Got it? Next, this one, depreciation. Next, interest. Okay, interest. Interest means paid. Interest means interest paid. Interest on loans, you have to pay interest on loans. Next, interest on deposit. Interest on loans and interest on deposits, you have to pay. That is interest. Got it? Next, interest. After interest, you will get other expenses. After interest, you will get other expenses. In other expenses, this one, other expenses. In other expenses, you will get loss on sale of investments. Loss on sale of investment, it is other expenses. Next, adjustment to carrying amount of investments. Adjustment to carrying amount of investment, it is other expenses. You have to take the total, you will get other expenses. Got it? Next, other expense. After other expenses, okay, done. Next, provision for taxes. Okay, provision for taxes. Provision for taxes means a tax. Provision for tax means a tax. It is provision for tax. Provision for tax for current year. Provision for tax for a current year. Provision for tax for current year. Got it? Okay, provision for a tax. Provision for tax for current year. Got it? Next, provision for tax done. All till provision for taxes, all notes are completed. All notes are completed. Got it? All notes are completed. Then you will get this profit after tax. Profit before tax, you have to less the provision for taxes, you will get a profit after taxes. Next, you have to less the profit transferred to partners account. Profit transferred to partners account. Okay, then we'll get some amount, one amount. Then you have, in this amount you have to less or deduct the one amount, that is a balance transferred to reserve. Balance transferred to reserve. Balance transferred to reserve. You will get the final amount, that is a nil. That is nil. Okay, compulsory in statement of income and expenditure account, the final amount should be nil. Final amount should be nil. Then your answer will be correct. Okay, got it? Income and expenditure account format, you have the income and expenditure account format. Then you have to take the this one screenshot. Okay, take the screenshot of this details of items. First part, income part. First part, income part, in details of income items. Got it? Screenshot. Then we will go for expenses part. This is the expenses part. Up to the personal expenses part. Next, administrative expenses part. Administrative expenses to depreciation part. Wait. Okay, from administrative expenses part to depreciation note. Take the screenshot. Okay, then we'll go for from interest paid part to provision for tax. All notes are completed. Okay, all notes are completed. Got it? Okay, we have discussed from this one, limited liability partnership. We have discussed the statement of income and expenditure account. Then we have gone through the details of items, notes, income part, expenses part. All notes are completed. Got it? Now we'll discuss the balance sheet. Okay, so sorry. So now we'll discuss the next part, that is a statement of assets and liabilities. Statement of assets and liabilities for the year ending 31st March, means 31st 3/2000. Okay, it is a balance sheet. As a statement of assets and liabilities means a balance sheet. Okay, particulars, amount. First item, that is A, capital A, contribution and liabilities. Then in this part, number 1, partners funds. In partners funds, you will get first one, contribution. Next, B, reserves and surplus. Next, next, liabilities. In number 2, liabilities. All are part of liabilities. Number 2, liabilities, secured loans. Number B, unsecured loans. C, short-term borrowings. D, creditors. Creditors part, trade payables. Next, advance from customers. Next, other liabilities. Okay. Next, F, provisions. All are liabilities. All are liabilities. Provisions. Next, in provisions, you will get for provision for taxation, provision for contingencies, provision for insurance, other provisions if given. Okay. This is the balance sheet half part total. All are total. Okay. Now liabilities are total of liabilities. Got it? Okay. So now we'll wait a minute. Okay, next part. Wait a minute. It's recording or not? Correct. Provisions. All are total. It is a part of total liabilities. Total contribution and liabilities. Got it? Next, B part. Next, B, assets. In B, assets, first fixed assets, next investments, next loans and advances, next inventories, next debtors. In debtors part, trade receivables, advance to suppliers. Next, cash and cash equivalents. Next, other assets if given. It is a total of assets. Now balance sheet is done. We have concluded with the balance sheet. Now first, A, contribution and liabilities part. First, partners funds, contribution, reserves and surplus. We have to do details of items, means notes. Details of items, particulars, amount. First, contribution and liabilities. In contribution and liabilities, first, partners funds. Okay, partners funds. First one, contribution. Okay, first one, contribution is there, no? It is contribution is there, no? Wait. Okay, statement of asset. Okay, first part is a contribution, no? Contribution. Come to the contribution. The first one, contribution. In contribution, first opening balance. Then you have to add profit transferred. Okay, profit transferred. You will get one item, one amount. Then less deductions. You will get the final balance. That is closing balance. It is a closing balance. Got it? It is a contribution. It is contribution. Next, reserves and surplus. B part, reserves and surplus. Now reserves and surplus, you will get first reserve account. First reserve account. Next, add profit transferred. Profit transferred. You will get the one amount, that is closing balance. It is closing balance of reserves and surplus. Got it? Next, second liabilities part. Second liabilities part, you will get secured, unsecured, all items. Okay, come to the next bucket, next topic, that is sorry reserves part. Okay, you will get reserves and surplus. There are both two items. First one, reserves and surplus. Reserves and surplus. First you have to calculate reserves. It is a reserve. Now you have to calculate surplus. You have to calculate surplus. Okay, add. Okay, reserves part complete. Okay, reserves part is completed. Now surplus part. Okay, surplus part. Then is surplus. Surplus means a profit. Okay, surplus means profit. In profit, first opening balance. You have to take opening balance, then add profit during the year. Add profit during the year. Then you will get the final balance, that is closing balance. Got it? Okay. Now reserves and surplus part is done. Reserves and a surplus part is done. Reserves is separate, surplus is separate. Now second number, that is secured loans, unsecured loans we will get. Okay, number 2. First secured loans. First secured loans. In secured loans from banks, secured loans from others. To take total. Next, unsecured loans. Unsecured loans from banks, unsecured loans from others. You will get total. Next, C. Next, C, short-term borrowings. Short-term borrowings. Come to the short-term borrowings. Okay, short-term borrowings from banks, short-term borrowings from others. You have to take total. Got it? Next, short-term borrowings. Then we will get creditors. Okay, creditors. D, creditors. Creditors. Creditors past first trade payables. Next, advances from customers. Then take total. Next, creditors. After creditors, you will get other liabilities. E, other liabilities. Come to the other liabilities. Here, other liabilities. In other liabilities, interest outstanding on borrowings. Next, income received in advance. Next, unpaid expenses. Next, others. All are other liabilities. Then take total. Got it? Next, we'll go through. After other liabilities, they will give provisions. Okay, provisions. Provision for taxation, contingencies, insurance, other provisions. Come to the provisions part. Okay, provisions part. For taxation, for contingencies, for payables, then for others. It is a provisions. Then take total. Got it? All liability side notes are completed. All liability side notes are completed. Then we'll go for asset side. Assets, first fixed asset. B, investments, loans and advances, inventories, debtors, cash and cash equivalents, other assets. Okay, come to the asset side. Here, asset side. Okay, this one. Okay, from this one. Assets. First, fixed assets. In fixed assets, goodwill. Okay, actually goodwill is current assets, but for LLP part, as per LLP statement, goodwill is treated as a fixed assets. Next, buildings, plant and machinery, furniture and fittings, computer software. Computer software is a intangible asset, but for LLP statement, as per LLP statement, it is a fixed assets. Then patents, trademarks and designs, mining rights, licenses and franchise, vehicles. It is all fixed assets. Next, B, investments. Investment in government or trust securities, other investments. All are investments. Then next, loans and advances. Okay, loans and advances. In loans and advances, secured loans, unsecured loans, advances receivables if any. Next, bills of exchange. All are loans and advances. Next, inventories. In inventories part, inventories means stock of raw materials, stock of work in progress. Inventories means stock. Inventories means stock. Inventories means stock. Stock means closing stock. Okay. Inventories means closing stock. Closing stock. Inventories means closing stock. Okay. In closing stock of raw materials, closing stock of work in progress, closing stock of finished goods, closing stock of stores and spare parts, closing stock of loose tools, closing stock of others. Okay, all are inventories, closing stock. Next part, debtors. Okay, debtors, trade receivables, advance to suppliers. These are trade debtors. Next part, cash and cash equivalents. In cash and cash equivalents, you will get cash in hand, balance with banks, checks, drafts on hand. Next, others. All are cash and cash equivalents part total. Next, last item, that is other assets. They will give. Otherwise, probably they will not give other assets. Just a heading, other assets. We'll see what is other assets, but it is not mentioned in the statements, though other assets. Okay, now we have done the balance sheet. Done with the balance sheet. Come to the balance sheet. These are the statement of assets and liabilities. Okay, take the screenshot. Take the screenshot of this balance sheet. Statement of assets and liabilities for the year ending 31/3/2000. Okay. First liabilities part total. Then assets part. This is the assets part. Got it? Okay. Next, details of items means notes. Details of items. First part, partners funds. Next part, reserves and surplus. Okay, reserves account part. Next, surplus part. Next, liabilities, secured loans, unsecured loans, short-term borrowings. Okay. Next, creditors. From creditors to provisions part. All liabilities are covered. Next, assets part. First fixed assets part. Next, from investment. Next, loans and advances. Next, inventories, closing stock part. Okay. Next, debtors. From debtors, cash and cash equivalents. Next, other assets. All are assets part. Got it? These are the formats of revenue account, formats of income and expenditure account, and format of a balance sheet. Okay, I hope you understood. We have discussed in this video. We have discussed limited liability partnership LLP, statement of income and expenditure account, then notes, then we have done with the balance sheet, statement of assets and liabilities. Then we have done with the details of items of balance sheet. Okay, hope you understood this format very well. Okay, we'll see in the next video. With the problems. Okay, thank you all of you for watching this video.